What's going on, everybody? Money Guy Eric here. I've been investing for 20 years. I'm going to share with you 3 things that helped me build a 7-figure portfolio. Okay, so the first thing, guys, you have to start. You have to do something. You have to take action, right? Doesn't matter if you're young or old. If you're young, right, you'll have more time to let your investments grow over time. Time, as you'll see in this video, is going to be by far the most important factor if you're investing, right? And if you're old, it's just as important, because if you have to play catch up, you're getting into your later years, your retirement isn't where you'd like it to be. All the more reason to start piling in now, right? So here's an example. I'll tell you guys how important time is, right? We have 2 examples today, right? So the first one is if we save $250 a month, $125 every 2 weeks, right? So when you get paid, if you can manage to do that, if you do that for 15 years and we assume a rate of return of 10%, at 15 years, you'd have over $103,000, right? Over $56,600 of that is interest, money that you did not put in yourself, but the interest or the compound gains that you've made have grown that much. So now if we double that and we go to 30 years, you would think, oh, you'll get double the return, right? That's completely wrong. And this math is so wild, you might not believe me. At 30 years of $250 a month at 10%, you'd actually have over $565,000. Of that $565,000, $475,000 is interest or the gains again that you've gotten as they've compounded over the years. That's the power of time. So you can start to see why I'm telling you the earlier you start, the better. So if you're in your late teens or early 20s, just getting started, pour in as much as you can now. You'll thank yourself later, I promise. If you're trying to get over the hump, you're fearful, you're really not sure, how investments and things work, just start small. You don't have to put in, a life-changing amount. I think you'll find if you just put in, 25 or 50 bucks, whatever you can afford easily, throw it into an account, buy a mutual fund or an ETF, buy a sound, reasonable investment, right? Just with your first 50. And I think what you'll find is that putting in the next 50 is going to be a lot easier. You won't have so many concerns and doubts. It'll be, again, just that much easier to put in. So number 2, which really branches off how we just finished number 1, is how much money you have is really not that important. I mean, obviously, if the more you have, the better, right? There's no doubt about that. But if you can put in even small amounts when you're younger, the amount of time that they have to grow will far exceed, a bigger salary and so forth. So even if you can only do, like I said, 50 or 100 bucks a month. So just another quick example. If you only saved $100 a month for 20 years at 10%, you'd have $71,000, right? That's not an insignificant amount of money, I think, to anyone. Just imagine what it's like to have a $70,000 backstop, right? You lose your job or you need to put a roof on your house, whatever it is, some big expense, some big expenditure that you don't see coming. And you've got $70,000 sitting there to fight back, right? That's a peace of mind that you can't describe. So I'm 42 now, and these are the things that I've been doing, again, for about a little over 20 years, I think. I'd have to actually do the math, but it's put me in a position where finances and money are just not even really a thought. If I was to lose my job, I'm not going to say it wouldn't matter, right? But it certainly wouldn't impact me like it would have, 15 years ago. We've put ourselves in a position to basically to not have to worry. We're impenetrable at this point. No matter what comes our way, we've built an army of dollars that can defend us through almost anything, right? So again, the peace of mind that you have with that is priceless. So again, invest in yourself now, not tomorrow. Start as soon as you can. All right, so the third thing I think you should know is ignore the noise. There's so much noise out there. The peanut gallery's always got something to say. There's always going to be somebody that's going to critique what you're doing. It doesn't matter. Ignore the news headlines. They're contradictory, like quite literally every day. The market's up, the market's down. It doesn't matter. The headline is going to read different on different sites. Like literally in the same day, if there's any significant movement, go and check out the different headlines. One site will say this, the other will say that. God forbid you go on Reddit or some other online forum, the wild things that people say. None of it matters. Whoever's in office doesn't matter. People have big expectations when there's a political change, for better or worse. And again, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're consistent across, over a long period of time. The other thing about ignoring the noise is it takes the guesswork and some of the fear out of it, right? If you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again, regardless of what's going on, you don't really have to think and internalize, how that investment might work out, right? If you're buying sound, solid investments, mutual funds, ETFs, bonds, things like that, if you're buying quality investments, you should not have to worry about, huge swings up and down. They come around every now and again, but if you're fearful of losing money, Get over that fear, and again, just invest something small. Ignore what people around you are saying, and just be consistent. I think that's the most important thing here is time and consistency. Just one more quick note, about buying sound investments here. Every time I played individual stocks, whether I thought they were good companies or if I thought it was a pretty good gamble, over time the result was the same. I either didn't do as well as like an index fund, just again the general market, or I completely boofed, right? Didn't make any money, lost the whole thing. It doesn't matter. I'm really lucky that I only played with those things in a small amount, and I would really recommend, or at least my opinion is that you should do the same. Buy quality investments over time. Ignore the options, ignore the individual stock picks, the flavor of the week. Over time, it's really unlikely that that's going to work for you. You're much better off, in my opinion, to play mutual funds and things like that. So in summary, folks, the three things: start now, doesn't matter how much you have, and ignore the noise. I think those three things will take you a long way. If you can execute on those three, you're going to be set. That's what I got for today, folks. Appreciate you watching. If I've earned it, please like and subscribe. I will be back. I plan to make these videos a lot. If you have a question or a comment on something I might be able to help you with your finances, post it and I will reply. Until next time, deuces.